Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today we're stepping into the wild, cynical, and downright absurd world of Pulp by Charles Bukowski. This was his last novel, published in 1994, just shortly before his death, and it reads like a defiant, whiskey-soaked middle finger to the conventions of both life and literature. It's Bukowski at his most playful and self-aware, parodying the hard-boiled detective genre while still oozing his signature bitterness, humor, and insight. So buckle up. We're about to dive into a surreal and darkly hilarious ride through Bukowski's bizarre literary farewell. Let's go through it together, so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. Our narrator and protagonist is Nick Belane, a seedy private detective in Los Angeles who's broke, disillusioned, and more interested in downing cheap drinks than solving crimes. Belane is a classic Bukowski antihero, crude, lazy, and perpetually hungover. He's also completely out of his depth. But that doesn't stop him from taking on cases. The first client to walk into his cluttered office is none other than Lady Death. Yes, Death herself. She's elegant, mysterious, and hiring him to track down a French author named Celine, who, inconveniently, is supposed to be long dead. As Belane stumbles through that case, others start pouring in. A jealous husband wants him to tail his supposedly cheating wife. An alien in disguise wants help finding the Red Sparrow. And everywhere Belane goes, things only get more confusing, more threatening, and more meaningless. He's constantly being threatened, beat up, lied to, and given clues that lead nowhere. It becomes clear pretty quickly that this isn't a traditional mystery story. It's a chaotic send-up of detective fiction. Think Chandler with a hangover and nothing to lose. But beneath all the absurdity, there's a feeling that something much deeper is going on. The cases don't really add up. The people Belane encounters feel exaggerated, even otherworldly. And then there's that lingering question of Celine, who might not be dead after all, or maybe never was, or maybe is Death's way of confronting Belane with his own fading relevance. And that's where Pulp becomes more than just a joke. The whole novel reads like a metaphor for Bukowski's reckoning with mortality. Belane is a man on the decline, chased by bills, bad memories, and shadows he doesn't understand. He's cracking jokes and dodging responsibility, but something's catching up to him, just like Death, who always seems to be one step behind, or maybe ahead. The title Pulp itself mocks the genre, but also the disposable, fleeting nature of life. Belane knows he's not the hero of anyone's story, including his own. He's just trying to stay afloat in a world that's getting stranger and more hollow by the day. As the novel progresses, the layers of absurdity peel back to reveal a kind of bleak honesty. Belane realizes he's not solving anything. He's not uncovering truths. He's just moving through a world that's crumbling. There are moments between the beatings and the whiskey shots when he pauses to reflect on loneliness, on aging, on futility. And it's in those quiet, desperate moments that the book whispers what it's really about: the end of the road. In the final chapters, Belane confronts Death once more. By now, it's obvious she was never looking for Celine, she was looking for him. The book closes with a sense of surrender, not to some dramatic conclusion, but to the inevitability of fading out. Bukowski, through Belane, isn't raging against the dying of the light. He's shrugging, smirking, and mumbling something obscene as the lights go out anyway. Pulp is Bukowski's grim, absurdist swan song. It's messy, profane, and intentionally ridiculous, but beneath the surface, it's also deeply personal. It's a man who spent his life writing about life on the margins, confronting the final margin, and doing it in the only way he knew how, with sarcasm, grit, and a refusal to take anything, including himself, too seriously. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. If you enjoyed this unhinged dive into Bukowski's last book, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading, and watch out for mysterious women in red dresses.